Hey everyone, and welcome to today's explainer. Signing your child up for their very first dance class is a huge milestone. And if you're in the thick of this right now, you're probably feeling this wild mix of immense pride and, well, let's just be honest, a little bit of mild panic about toddler tantrums in a tutu, right? Trust me, it is completely normal. So today, we're going to dive into some expert insights together and figure out exactly how we can turn this nerve-wracking unknown into a really joyful, memorable experience. Okay, let's jump right in. Before we even think about packing a dance bag or stepping foot inside the studio, we really need to redefine what success actually looks like on day one. For a beginner, progress is absolutely not about immediate technical skill or executing perfect pirouettes. It's simply about an increased willingness to participate and a growing sense of comfort in the room. I promise you, instructors are not looking for perfection from a first-timer. Their primary goal is just getting them coordinated and participating. Keeping this specific definition of progress front and center, that is literally the fastest way to instantly lower your parental anxiety. So here is our itinerary for today. We're going to cover gearing up for class, pre-class pep talks, what happens inside the studio, navigating early challenges, and finally, what to do after the music stops. Let's kick things off with part one, gearing up for class. We'll look at what you need to pack, and just as importantly, what you should probably leave at home. When you're packing up that dance bag, your ultimate goal is freedom of movement. You want clothing that doesn't restrict them from stretching out. Depending on the style of dance, you're going to want flexible footwear. So this could be ballet slippers, jazz shoes, or maybe just some supportive sneakers. A small water bottle is also incredibly helpful for those quick little water breaks. And of course, make sure your kiddo's hair is super secure. If the studio requires a specific style, like a classic ballet bun, definitely follow that closely to prevent any mid-twirl distractions. But on the flip side of that, you really want to avoid overly bulky sweaters or dangling jewelry. Basically, just eliminate anything that might go flying across the room during a big jump. Moving right along to part two, pre-class pep talks and setting the right expectations. The language we use before we even get to the class has a massive impact on anxiety levels. Using really simple, supportive scripts like, hey, let's go learn together, or you can take it one step at a time, significantly reduces the pressure they might be feeling. But you can actually take the supportive approach a step further by playing a quick game of pretend at home. Have them put on their dance shoes, pretend your hallway is the studio, and have them listen for the teacher's start signal. Rehearsing these tiny, practical little steps makes the real environment feel entirely predictable when you actually arrive. It takes the mystery right out of it. Now, this requires a pretty massive mindset shift. You have to remind them that they are there to learn, not to perform. It's incredibly common for kids to have wild emotional swings right before their first class. Literally, one minute they're bouncing off the walls in excitement, and the next they're quietly hiding behind your leg. Some kids will be ready to jump in immediately, while others honestly need a few weeks just to feel confident standing in the room. And that is perfectly okay. Normalizing this removes the pressure of a performance and gives shy kids the breathing room they desperately need. All right, part three, inside the studio, let's talk about what actually goes down on day one. When it's finally time for drop-off, keeping it brief is your best bet. A calm, confident delivery of the phrase, "I'm proud of you for trying," is far more effective than a long, drawn-out goodbye. A long goodbye can actually signal to your child that there's something they should be worried about. If you aren't sure where you're supposed to wait, just ask the studio what's typical. Usually, parents hang out in a lobby or a viewing area. Just offer that simple, reassuring phrase, take a step back, and let the teacher take the lead. Instructors design these early sessions knowing full well that new faces and spaces are totally overwhelming, so they rely on a very predictable three-step routine. Step one is the warm-up. Quick introductions, a rundown of class rules, guided stretching, and some simple rhythmic movement. Step two moves right into foundational basics, tailored to their age, like basic footwork and arm positions. And finally, step three is age-appropriate practice, which usually involves moving across the room in small groups. It's a structure built entirely around listening, trying, and above all, having fun, which allows the instructor to offer gentle corrections while keeping the vibe highly encouraging. Which brings us to part four, navigating those early challenges, or as I like to think of it, normalizing the struggle. Listen, if your child hits a roadblock, do not panic. The absolute most common first-class struggles are simply following directions, remembering the counts to the music, and staying focused while they're waiting their turn in line. If you see them zoning out or missing a step, just remind yourself that dance is a marathon, it's not a sprint. The whole art form is built entirely on tiny improvements made over a long period of patience and repetition. Here is a highly practical pro tip for you.
Sometimes their frustration has absolutely nothing to do with the choreography. It's purely physical. If your child seems completely distracted, do a quick physical audit. Are their shoes pinching them? Check the fit of their garments and their posture. Is a scratchy tag driving them crazy? Resolving a rogue clothing tag can honestly work miracles for their focus in the very next class.
And finally, part 5, after the music stops. Let's talk about the ride home reflection. That car ride home? It's absolutely crucial. Instead of asking technical, interrogating questions like, hey, did you get the footwork right? Try asking open-ended questions like, what was your favorite part? Or what step did you like best? This forces your child to reflect positively and anchor their memory in what they actually enjoyed about the experience. Plus, it gives you a fantastic cheat sheet of positive reinforcement that you can use before week 2 rolls around. So let's pull all of this together. With realistic expectations and your structured support, you can transition a nerve-wracking unknown into a highly rewarding routine. The true foundation for their future skill isn't strict discipline on day 1. It's celebrating their effort, their consistency in showing up, and their brave curiosity to try something brand new. You've now got the packing list, the scripts, the drop-off strategy, and the ride-home reflection questions. You are entirely equipped to help your child navigate this milestone like a pro. But it leaves us with one final, pretty exciting thought. If we can use these simple tools to completely eliminate the fear of a new dance studio, what other incredible milestones might your child be ready to absolutely conquer next? Thank you so much for exploring this with me on today's Explainer, and hey, enjoy every single moment of that first class.